Hi everyone and welcome. In this video today I'm going to try my best as always to guide you guys through the setup that got me to the gold camo nice and easy with the third LMG in the list, the BREN. Now the BREN is a full auto LMG that delivers high damage at a slow fire rate. Now when I first started to use the BREN I noticed two significant things that I really needed to change straight away. So the first was how slow and how sluggish getting the sights up actually was. As an example, it's like lifting your last rep with a 300-pound weight, while on the other side of the gym someone is lifting baked bean tins. They will lift faster and easier than you every time. The second was the slow fire rate. The rate of fire is one of the slowest of all LMGs in the list and is very noticeable and does affect your gameplay to start with. Yes, when you eventually hit the target, the damage is very effective, but the slow fire rate really makes the gameplay feel at times like you have no chance in defeating the enemy that's in front of you. And when you're up against enemy with lighter and faster weapons, you will lose out nearly every time. So I tried my best to level up the weapon as quickly as I could so as to unlock all attachments to experiment with. Okay, so on your journey to unlocking the gold camo, you'll need to first of all unlock 9 camos, which will require us to shoot 100 enemy heads. So as you're building up the weapon levels and unlocking those lovely attachments, you will also need to select a division. Now I've done all the hard work for you guys and I actually found that the infantry division was best suited to the BREN and all other LMGs. Some of the benefits with this division will help with making the BREN feel more easier and more comfortable to use. One of the benefits I enjoyed and helped was having the extra primary attachment. Remember, we want this weapon overall to be as best as it can to match lighter, faster weapons, so having as many attachments on as possible will help us. But the main benefit from the infantry division, for me personally, I loved having on was the move significantly faster while aiming down the sights. Remember, the BREN amongst other LMGs is very sluggish and slow in every way. So having your sights up early and being able to move faster while doing so will really make a vast improvement with your gameplay, and not to forgetting easier headshots. So now we need to select the basic training perk to stack up with our division. Now I have experimented with the majority of perks and I will show you some of my favourites that helped. So first of all is the energetic perk. This can help with sprinting again sooner if you do like the quicker, faster gameplay approach. It will also protect you from falling from up high when you drop with no damage. This will not help too much though guys with LMG gameplay, but it's just if you prefer your gameplay to be more run and gun style. But remember, if you're going to go with this quicker perk, still remember to get your aim up with the BREN earlier than normal. Now the next perk I can recommend, and now I did experiment with, the gunslinger perk. While using this perk, you will find that it puts an end to the sluggishness of lifting your sights up, as the perk will allow you to fire your BREN while sprinting and not having to lift your sights up at all. But this will mean you will use hip fire more, and so for headshots this is probably not the best perk, but more for challenges such as rapid fire kills or bloodthirsties that will come later on. So the perk I did use for the majority of the challenges was the primed perk. If you select the primed perk, this will allow you to have another primary attachment, giving us 4 attachments to select in total, making the BREN a far more devastating weapon to use. Also with this perk you will flinch slightly less when being shot, and that helped me out so much guys in allowing me to have more time to aim and shoot the enemy that is firing upon us. And with that slow fire rate, it makes overall sense that this perk would help us in that situation. Okay, so now with our division set and also the basic training perk equipped, it is now sorting out what attachments to best equip the BREN with. Remember, we have 4 attachments in total to select. Now when we first experiment with the BREN and getting up through the levels, you will find the first few attachments that unlock are the quick draw, grip and reflex. I would definitely equip the quick draw and reflex sight. The grip really does nothing guys, as this is a slow fire rate gun anyway, so the recoil is very minute. But the quick draw will allow you to lift your sights up faster, but still don't get too carried away at this stage into thinking that this means your sights up with the LMG is going to be compared in quickness to lighter weapons such as pistols, SMGs or even assault rifles. When you come up against enemy with these lighter weapons still, compared to your BREN, you will still come off second best nearly every time. It will help having quick draw on, but there are other attachments we're going to equip and stack up to make the BREN even overall better weapon to use later on. Now believe it or not, but having a preferred sight equipped can help with headshots and completing other challenges. I personally prefer the reflex sight compared to the standard sight, as the reflex sight I find gives you a better guidance into what you're actually firing at. You can also select if you wish to have a different reticle applied, but whatever reticle you prefer to have, you will need to complete the required challenges first to unlock them. You also have the option if you prefer to have the 4x optic sight to help with longer distance firing. Not to forget, you can also use this sight for short distance, but I find when enemy are too close to the lens, it is harder to aim in. But with the BREN, no long shots are required guys, so for any of those challenges, So the sight is really not needed. But if you find the sight beneficial other than for long distance firing because you prefer it, then that's really not a problem. Now with the quick draw and reflex sight attached to the Bren, you should start to find improvements with the weapon already. But we're not finished just yet. Keep building up the kills as quickly as you can to unlock even more attachments, because in a short while I will equip even more. We will then make the most of having the infantry division and also the primed perk we have on. Another attachment I found did not help, as you can see in the video here, was the placement of the magazine. I found through normal gameplay there were more often than not moments where enemy was shooting me from an area that was covered up but to the right position by that magazine. This was frustrating to say the least. It does look super cool having the magazine placed in this position on the wall, on the gun or the weapon, but really has no benefits placed in this position other than looking great. So I found I had to change that also, which I will show you in a short while, guys, what we did. But also what helped was having the full metal jacket on. Now with the full metal jacket, this will help with having increased damage through surfaces and also gives us extra damage against score streaks. So if you have not got your bazooka on, guys, equipped, you can now shoot the score streaks down after a while with your Bren if you want to do that. But I found also it helped when completing challenges such as headshots, rapid kills and even bloodthirsties, because you can actually, with this equipped, now have the luxury of shooting enemy through the walls, buildings and through areas where enemy are potentially camping. Now as a fourth attachment, I selected the extended mags as I was talking about earlier. Not to have more bullets in my mag though, guys, because the bullets were running out fast. I found it was very rare that ever happened. The 30 clip mag was more than enough for the Bren to ever have to be reloaded because of the slow fire rate anyway. But as I said earlier, to more do away with the placement of that standard magazine. The mag was basically obscure in my view to the right, and plenty of times I found myself unnecessarily dying because of this. So now you can see with all four attachments equipped and with that standard magazine replaced, it does help with better vision, and we do now have a better overall weapon to take into gameplay and for completing the challenges. So with that, guys, you can see when that standard mag is off, the actual more view you have. You still got kind of a little handle there, but it's not as obscured as what that big magazine was in the face. So it is definitely a lot better, guys. So it's up to you if you want to go with that. I'll say you don't really need the extended mags. You don't need them at all. 30 clips is enough for this weapon, but use it if you want. It will make your view a little bit better. Okay, so now it's back to the headshot challenges, and we need to shoot 100 enemy heads. Now with this setup I gave you, hopefully headshots will now start to come thick and fast through normal gameplay without any tactics other than aiming up early, making the most of the division perk, move significantly faster while aiming down the sights. Obviously you will need, as always, when going for headshots, to make certain that you have the time to aim and shoot early, but at the enemy head level. So aim up early and try to always anticipate and imagine if an enemy now stepped out in front of you, where roughly would their head be? Also take into account if an enemy was crouched when they popped round the corner, as not to get caught out firing at the wall. But if this did happen, you would still, with quick reactions, hopefully have the time to fire as you drop your sights down to get that headshot on a crouched enemy player. If you did struggle though with any of the headshots through normal gameplay, or you found that you're not getting enough headshots through the normal gameplay you were playing, enough to what you need to get on your way to getting the 100, I will now give you some of my favourite tips for getting more and easier headshots. My favourite is when the enemy are stealing your objective. So my favourite tip, this one, play domination. I would recommend you play hardcore. In hardcore, unless the enemy has earned a UAV, you will stay undetected, giving you the chance to get an easy headshot as the enemy are trying to steal your objective. So at times, hang around or hide up and defend your points. You will also get bigger points, remember guys, for defending your points. If you want XP as well, get those defendings. You can also rack up the headshots when capturing enemy points as well. This is a great chance then to aim in at head level as the enemy flock towards you to try and prevent you stealing their objective. Again, this will rack up your XP points, so it's a win-win situation. Now, as this video just finishes, another great tip for easy headshots is to search for potential camping areas. This is a great way to sneak up behind enemy campers and have the time to actually aim in at the head and not miss. You will find you might have to work your way slowly to the enemy spawning areas to do this, but it is a great way to get an easy headshot if you can. Now, and also as well, another great tip, if you can trek up to the enemy spawning areas, you can potentially find static players around. This again will give you the time to aim in again and get easy headshots. So it does pay off at times if you do want to go walkies, guys, because those static players around gives you the chance to aim in, you won't miss, and you'll get that easy headshot. Now, with the next camo, the M1916, so when we've finally completed those 100 headshots, these last challenges will now start to unlock. It's up to you what order you do them in, guys. I'm just going to do them in order the way that I see them here. So for the M1916, you will be required to get 10 payback medals. This is an easy challenge, and you will find that you will rack them up without even knowing you're getting them. But just to make it clear, all you need to do is kill the enemy that killed you and earn a payback medal. Very easy, guys. Walk towards where you got killed from, or stand around, wait for the enemy to come to you, because they're more than likely going to come into your spawn, and it's an easy payback medal. The snow camo. For the snow camo, you'll need to get 50 kills while using the armored division. So for a short while using the armored division, you will only have 2 attachments, but 3 if you selected the primed perk. But 50 kills is all you need, guys. That's really easy. For the leopard camo, again, we need to get the 50 easy kills, but with another division. So I would recommend keep that infantry division, guys, if you can, and you'll have your 4 attachments back again, giving you the chance to get those easy 50 kills you need. Then it's going on to the bronze camo. Now for the bronze camo, we need to get 2 rapid kills 5 times. If you wish at this stage, you can now swap your prime perk for the gunslinger or energetic if you prefer, because it can help with getting the kills quicker and faster. You can still use the setup I gave you from the start, guys. With the prime perk, it's not a problem at all, but experiment with them and see what you prefer, as any of the perks I said are good for the last few challenges. But whatever you prefer in regards to help you get rapid kills, I would always prefer at this stage to head for the enemy spawns and head for objectives, especially again if you're going to choose domination like I recommend. And also as well, get the enemies, the rapid kills, and when they're trying to steal your points. And you'll be amazed at how many enemies just flock out from the objective they've just stolen off you, giving you the chance with your sights up early, remember that, to get the rapid kills quickly. You should, using this tactical way of play, complete this challenge in the first if not second game that you play. So it is very easy, guys, to do that. Now when going for the Bloodthirsties, for the copper camo, with whatever perk you select at this point, as I said, I do prefer the prime perk myself with the 4 attachments, but I did also use at times I found very useful the gunslinger and energetic perks. So for very much like the headshot and rapid kill tips, you can find very easily again that capturing objectives, defending your objectives in domination gameplay, and heading up towards the enemy spawns as well will make Bloodthirsties much more easier to get. I'm going to show you quite a few Bloodthirsty videos, guys, because I love getting Bloodthirsties. I've got loads of them saved up for you. And again, with those tips in mind, we've also got to remember, though, the rules of Bloodthirsties, which a lot of you forget. So the first rule is remembering that a Bloodthirsty is getting all 5 kills with the Bren, or whatever weapon you're using to get the Bloodthirsty with, without dying. At this stage, I would deselect also if you have in your creator class a grenade or an explosive device. Because you will find, like me, if you don't deselect it, most of the time by this stage, I get in habit of throwing my grenade around accidentally. But if I did get a kill with the grenade and go on to get 4 kills with the Bren, I will see a Bloodthirsty medal appear, but it will not count towards the 5 I need for the challenge. Also as well, if you do decide to play domination like myself, I love to play it for challenges, you need to get all 5 kills with the Bren in one of the rounds. If you get 4 kills and the round ends, getting 1 kill in the second round, again, will give you a Bloodthirsty medal, but it will not count as one towards the 5 you need. And last of all, if you are like me, guys, and you start to really get used to the Bren at this stage, you will find that racking up the kills is very easy. So you will start to find that you will get mercilesses, you will get high kills, which really isn't good for Bloodthirsties, to be honest, guys. It will help with some of the other challenges for calling cards, that kind of thing. But remember, only the first 5 kills will count. So I've got a great video I'm going to show you very shortly into, obviously, the mercilesses that I was getting. But like I said, it is so easy to go beyond the Bloodthirsties, you forget about it. But what I would say to you is, when you have got the first 5 kills, try and get yourself killed if you can. So I'm just going to show you one more last, camping, defending objectives. Then we're going to go on to normal gameplay where I was getting some mercilesses. But yeah, try and get the 5 kills and then try and get yourself killed. That's the way to do it, because if you do go on, unless you're after one of the calling card challenges for the killers, guys, it's up to you if you want to carry on doing it. But remember, if you do go on to get a merciless, it will the last 5 kills you got, making up the 10, will not count towards another Bloodthirsty. So that is one thing you really, really need to remember. And if you remember these rules, you should get all 5 Bloodthirsties in 1, if not 2 games at the most. It is really easy getting the Bloodthirsties. It really, really is, guys. But now I'm just going to show you some normal gameplay, because I love getting the Bloodthirsties. And again, if you use those tips I gave you, you max out with your attachments on your weapon, I'm certain at this stage, like myself, you will start to find that because you're not going for headshots anymore as well, guys, you haven't got to do too much aiming in, you're just aiming at the enemy this time. Remember, our normal reaction is when we aim up to aiming at the body anyway, so now we've got the luxury of just aiming in and killing the enemy in the body. Really not a problem, we don't have to do too much work in aiming, as I said, so it should start to make Bloodthirsties very easy at this stage. But go out there, guys, at this stage, go out there, enjoy your gameplay, start playing the actual game as well, because, again, there's nothing more better than actually completing the challenges, but also completing the game and winning the game as well with your teammates. Think of all that lovely XP you're going to get as well. It's well worth it. And again, the do's and don'ts, guys. This is where now the last video I'm going to show you, as in I'm going to get a merciless. Now, again, I'm just showing you here how easy it is to start getting mercilesses, especially on some of the maps in World War II. They do make it easy for us to get big kills, but you have got to prevent yourself from going over the 5 kills, especially if you want to get those Bloodthirsties done out of the way easy and quickly. If you're going to get mercilesses, remember the last 5 won't count, as I said before. So, when you do eventually die after the 10 kills you got for the merciless, you will have to now go out and get that extra Bloodthirsty again. But again, if you're like me, and sometimes you forget because you're in habit of getting the kills, normally as well, we don't want to prevent ourselves from getting kills because it all helps with points and that. So it is very, very hard at this stage to want to get yourself killed after the first 5 kills when you know you can go on and get more kills or bigger kills. But again, for the Bloodthirsty challenge, you've got to do it, guys. Okay, so when you completed all those challenges, guys, you will unlock the gold camo for the Bren. I really hope my tips have helped you enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I will catch you on the next video. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Peace out, and I'll see you soon, guys.